Hey, what's going on, guys? IO Studios here for another video. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to create a mud material with some puddles in Cinema 4D and Octane. It's going to be completely procedural, meaning we're not going to be using any textures outside of Cinema 4D noise shaders. So, yeah, let's get started. So I'm just going to set up a scene here so we can preview the object, or the material, sorry, before we go ahead and make the material. So I'm just setting up an HDRI here. It's not needed. It's kind of dark. It's just an overcast HDRI. Then I'm gonna grab, I'm gonna grab a Octane light, and let me start up the render here. Fire up the render. Let me just open up this light here, or move up the light. Sorry. Make sure that it looks all right, just like that. Let me rotate it a bit, and that's that for now. We're just gonna be using that as a preview. Okay. So let's get started. This is gonna be a mixed material, so we're gonna add ourselves in a mixed material here. We'll call it Final Mud. Okay, create shader C4D Octane. Create shader C4D Octane. This is going to be actual mud itself, and these are going to be the puddles. Puddles. I think that's spelled correctly. Maybe not. Okay. Final Mud. We'll add that onto there. Now the mud itself, we'll just open up this one. And we're going to make sure that we drag the puddles in and the mud in. Okay. So we're going to get started by just making the mud material itself. So we have this here. Now, we're going to use a few multiply nodes here. So I'll just bring those in. Multiply and multiply. And they're going to be going into the diffuse. I'll just plug these in like this. And then we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves a couple noise shaders. So one here, one there. And this is essentially the base of the mud material. So we're going to drag both of these in here. This one, we're going to start by setting it to wavy turbulence. Bringing the octaves up to about 10 or 12 or something like that-ish. Whoops. And then we need to, at the back here, we need to add ourselves a gradient. So plug that gradient into the back here. For this noise material right here, I'm going to go ahead and set the global scale to about 70%. And I'm just going to add a bit of contrast by increasing the low clip, decreasing the high clip. And just like that. Okay, let's open up our gradient, and let's take a little look here. Let's make the first one a bit of a kind of dark brown, like very dark brownish. That's too light. Dark brown, and the other one we're gonna make it kind of light brown, so similar but a bit lighter. Okay, just like that. There we go. Now we're gonna just set our mixed material for preview purposes all the way to that one. Just for now, have this. Maybe we can increase the contrast in this one actually. Just increase the. Actually, we can just bring up the contrast here. We don't want too much contrast at all. Whoops, keep bringing up the start menu there. Maybe like 15% contrast. Okay, we can set our mix amount. We'll keep it like that as well. Okay. Now we can actually use this noise shader. We can reuse it and plug it into, so our mix material, add displacement. We can plug in our noise shader here right into our displacement. Ooh, there we go. And you can see we are getting, a bit of displacement here. Looking all right. I think I'm going to actually head into my, let's see here. Maybe my low clip is too much. I'm going to decrease my low clip a bit. There we go, that looks all right. And it's okay displacement, but you can see it looks kind of pixelated here, like, it's not very high resolution. So, there's a few things we need to do to mitigate this. So, first, we're going to set our level of detail to about 2,000 pixels, 1,000 pixels-ish, depending on the detail, how much you're going to be tiling it, etc. Just like that. Already, it looks pretty all right. But there is something as well we can do. If we go into our common here, just going to make sure that our material is set to 2,000. Actually, I know what we're going to do. So yeah, we can leave this at 2,000. But we're also going to go up to our Octane settings. Path tracing, GA clamp 1, filter size 1, parallel samples. So this, if you have a lot of GPU memory, you can bring this up. If you have a lot of VRAM, so I have like 8 gigabytes of VRAM, so I'm going to bring this all the way up. It increases the render a bit, increases the render speed. Okay, and settings, C4D shader, I'm going to make sure this is set to like 1000. We should probably set it to 2000, since that's what our one here is set to as well, our displacement, but we'll just bring it up to 1000 for now, and we can increase that later. Okay, there we go. So we have that all set. And this looks okay, it looks all right. So let's get to the next part. We're going to make the reflective part of this material. So this top one right here, we're going to go ahead and we're just going to reuse for the puddles here. We're going to just reuse the multiply here. Yeah, we'll reuse that into the diffuse there. Now we need to make this obviously reflective. So diffuse, basic, make it a glossy index of like 1.333. It's for water. Then we are going to go ahead, increase the roughness. You want this to be about 0.2, 0.25ish. You want a quite high roughness, actually. Now, for the mixed material. Okay, now for the amount here, what we're going to go ahead and do, we're going to grab ourselves an invert, a color correction node, and essentially, we're going to go ahead and just change this a bit. So we're going to invert it. We're going to plug it through our color correction. Okay, plug that into our amount for the mixed texture. The amount, whoops. This will lag a bit. Quite considerably, probably. Might take a second or two. It's reflective, but it's not quite what we want yet. That's what we're using the color correction. So the contrast, set that to 35, and the gamma to 10. Let's see here. And this will take a second to process because it is quite tricky for the program to do. And you can already see quite good my material. Now, we're going to just go and tweak it a bit. I think this is the bright part here. I think it's a bit too red. We want to make it a bit less saturated. Perhaps like that. The other one could be more saturated. Bottom part here. Whoops. Did not mean to add that in there. Like that maybe. I guess you can just kind of play with that, And this is pretty much the procedural mud material. I'm going to actually darken that light because it's a bit bright, I think. Maybe not. Just like that, and you can tweak it. And that's pretty much it. If you want to, if you want more or less puddles, you want the effect to be more or less intense, or maybe you just want to completely remove the puddles, what you can do is you go to your color correction here, and the gamma, you decrease the gamma, you'll get more puddles generally. Like you'll get more kind of blurred puddles, I want to say. And if you increase the gamma even more, you will end up with just a few puddles in the bottom there. And that's pretty much the tutorial for today. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe to my channel. I hope I helped somebody, and yeah, have a good day, everyone. Peace.